Good afternoon. Coming to you live in the gym in Solomon Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for our brother, firefighter John Tierney from Manhattan's Bowery U, ladder 9, housed with engine 33. This 110 floor climb is dedicated to his mother Helen, father John, his brother who is a detective in the NYPD, Thomas Tierney, and his two sisters, Mary Ellen and Jean. A special dedication to FDNY retired Danny Rowan. This is for you, brother. Taking the second to last brother to the very top from Bowery U. So we have a total of 7 verticals to get to the top, to the 101st floor. And then we have 9 floors left. And this 110 will take another brother to the very top. Completion of this will be the 320th brother, leaving 23 brothers left to carry prior to 9/11/2021. So, for our brother who was 27 years old, John Tierney was a probationary firefighter with the FDNY. He had just graduated the academy in July, and he was assigned to ladder 9, there out of Bowery U in Manhattan, housed with engine 33. Our brother had been getting off that morning on 9/11, and it was said that his brothers told him he didn't have to ride, but some of the brothers said back that he'd miss a good one. So John actually jumped on with ladder 9, but it was so crowded he had to sit on one of his brother's laps in the engine, in the ladder. And so when he got to World Trade, it was said that he was told, you don't have to go up. Our brother went up, sent to approximately the 30th floor of the North Tower, to which at one point an evacuation was sounded, and the last place our brother was seen was the lobby of the North Tower. We will never forget the sacrifices made so that others could live. This is why we climb, to share their story so they're never forgotten, but instead always remembered. In 1997, our brother graduated, I believe it was St. John's University, with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Went into the FDNY and graduated in July, prior to his being part of the response on 9/11 to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of the bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown by our brothers, the 343 that responded. And those that followed, in the end still counting, those that worked the pile for up to 9 months prior to the last beam being removed. And it wasn't just the FDNY, it was Port Authority, it was NYPD, But this mission focuses on the FDNY itself for the climbs and those in the Enstal County. But it was a full response by first responders from both the blue and the red sides. They will never be forgotten. This is dedicated to Bowery U for the firefighters off and on the line, off Manhattan's Ladder 9 and Engine 33. This is your second to last brother being carried to the very top. It said that our brother was so new, with only 6 weeks on, that he didn't even have his Ladder 9 for his helmet. He had a probationary firefighter helmet front when he responded on 9/11. Our brother had the opportunity to go home the morning of, but when the tones dropped, he jumped on board Ladder 9 while he was riding in heavy, sitting on one of his brother's laps before they got on scene. And without hesitation, he went into the North Tower. We will never forget their sacrifices that were made so others could live. This is his story. For our brother, John Tierney, who 18 months ago, at the time, had started learning how to play the guitar. So much, he would play so often that he would get blisters on his hands, with his favorite artists being Bob Dylan and the Beatles. We will never, ever forget our brother, his life, and his legacy left behind. This is why we climb, to share their stories and to keep their memories alive. Taking him all the way to the 110th floor, finishing his footsteps for as high as the 30th floor where our brother was seen. Taking him all the way. One step at a time to the next floor. Going there now with honor and respect. As I said before, this is dedicated to FDNY's Danny Rowan from Bowery U. Your brother John Tierney is being carried to the top. It said our brother also enjoyed fishing and either in the Great Kills area or he loved camping in the Catskills. His brother Thomas was NYPD. From what I read, he was a detective. I believe it was the 122nd precinct. And his brother Thomas was there at Ground Zero, working the pile for several days after 9/11. Your brother will never be forgotten. For his mom and dad, Helen and John, who were elderly at the time, your son will never be forgotten. For his sisters, Mary Ellen and Jean, and his brother Thomas, I promise you, his story will be shared. He will never just become a name on a plaque or a picture on a wall. This is why we climb. On this stair climber, in stairwells, and stadiums, and everywhere else, along with 5K and the greater runs. Their stories are told and shared across the nation and across the world. They will never be forgotten. This is the 110th floor memorial climb for firefighter John Tierney off of Manhattan's Bowery U. Ladder 9 housed with engine 33. Coming to you live from the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico. This is his 343 commitment. Initial 343 climb, memorial stair climb. And it's another humid, nasty day in New Mexico. Let the mask unfog a little bit while we continue this memorial climb. Coming up on the fourth to last vertical, which will push us over the halfway mark in this 110th floor memorial to our brother firefighter John Tierney, who had been on the job for roughly 6 weeks prior to responding on 9/11. Assigned to Ladder 9 out of Manhattan, the Bowery U. Engine 33, Ladder 9. This is yours. Second to last brother being carried to the top. Those that are up and on the line at the FDNY, dedicated to know your brother will not be forgotten. It said that even though he was a rookie, he had the class of a veteran firefighter. His mom, Helen, said that he was always staying busy, always cleaning up or tidying around or making food or doing whatever was necessary as a probie. He would study and he loved being a firefighter. This is his 110 floors to take our brother who made it to the 30th floor of the North Tower and carry him all the way to the top. We're now at the 320th time that we've taken this climb, with 23 brothers left to carry, counting it down one by one. Made over 35,000 floors now in this last climb. Taking them up in the super humid Southern Park, New Mexico. Live in the gym for our brother, firefighter John Tierney. Taking them up one step at a time. The first of possibly 4 climbs in this 96-hour shift that I'm working. So we'll continue taking them up all the way to the very top. For our brother, who was just 27 years old at the time of his response to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil. We're up to 25,000 were saved because of bravery heroism and valor that was shown. "19 years ago, our country made a promise to never forget, to always remember. And sadly, that promise is fading away. But we will not let it fade. We will continue to keep our commitments to the families, to the FDNY, and to our country itself. That we will never forget the sacrifices that were made, both on and after 9/11, 2001, coming up towards that 20th year since 9/11. We have not forgotten, nor will we. Their memories will stay alive. Their legacies will be carried forward. This is why we climb. To take them up one by one and share their stories on here, on the Facebook channel, to get them out there, to always be remembered and never forgotten. This is why we climb. It's his story, symbolically going up with me right now as I'm telling it. Our brother from Ladder 9, Firefighter John Tierney, will reach the top of the tower, going up one step at a time to the next floor. This is why we climb. We've now made over the halfway mark in this 110th floor memorial to our brother and his family. His mother and father, Helen and John, and sisters and brother, Mary Ellen, Jean, and Thomas. Thomas was a NYPD detective, I believe it was with the 122nd Precinct. And he worked the pile for several days after 9/11. Taking them all the way with honor and respect. One at a time. Another step. Closer to finish this 110 floors. Our brother took up hobbies of fishing in the Great Kills area. I believe it was camping in the Catskills. He started learning the guitar 18 months prior. In the 18-month time frame prior to 9/11. And it said his favorite artists were Bob Dylan and the Beatles. He was trying to practice up so hard that he gave himself blisters when he would practice on the strings. Our brother cared so much to be a firefighter with the FDNY. The 9/11, like so many others, he could have gone home, but instead, he jumped on right into heavy with ladder 9, sitting on one of his brother's laps because there wasn't any room in the truck, to go to work at the North Tower. Our brother was seen as high as the 30th floor. And then instead of an evacuation was toned and called out. And the last place our brother was seen was on the lobby of the North Tower. He gave everything he had so that others could live. Never, ever forgotten. Taking him up. Dedicating this to our brother, FDNY, firefighter Johnny Rowan, who I met the night before the inaugural Charleston Memorial Stair Climb. This is his 110th floors. Pushing him all the way to the very top. Going there now. We got one last vertical to reach the 101st floor. Taking them all the way. To the very top. For our brother who had 6 weeks on after graduating July of 2001, prior to responding to the World Trade Center at the North Tower. He was told you didn't have to come. He jumped on anyways. Our brother had finished his shift at 9 o'clock in the morning. He went when the tones went out. Jumped on, never looking back, never hesitating. Will never be forgotten. Coming up on the last vertical to get us to the 101st floor. As we go up this last vertical, we carry our brother, firefighter John Tierney, a probationary firefighter with 6 weeks on, who acted as if he was a veteran. We will never, ever forget our brother or his legacy. This is why we climb. To tell his story as we go all the way to the top. Going there with honor and respect. Pushing him all the way up to the very top. Going towards the 101st floor on completion of this last vertical for our brother, firefighter John Tierney. There we are, the 101st, while we're climbing the stairs. For our brother, firefighter John Tierney, dedicated to his mom and dad, Helen and John, sisters and brother, Mary Ellen, Jean, and his brother, Thomas Tierney, who was a detective, I believe it was the 122nd precinct, who actually ended up going to the pile for several days to the FDNY, off and on the line, to Danny Rowan, to the brothers and sisters, off and on the line, there, specifically at the Bowery U, ladder 9, into 33, into our country, because we made a commitment, we made a promise to never forget. And we're not about to let that happen. For our brother right now, coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment. 320th brother carried to the top. And the initial commitment. Down to 23 brothers left to take vertical. Giving an honor and respect for the sacrifices made so that others could live. Following, with the end still counting, those who worked the pile at ground zero for close to 9 months before it was declared and the last beam was removed and placed in the Memorial Museum. We will never forget, but instead we will always remember. This is why we climb. This is why we tell their stories. Our brother gave 6 weeks of service to the citizens of New York. Will never be forgotten. Bowery U, ladder 9, engine 33, second to last brother, made the top. For firefighter John Tierney, we're there at the 110. Firefighter John Tierney, rest easy, brother. We'll take it from here. You will never be forgotten.